Novi Public Works says salt can be up to 90% less effective when the temperatures drop to around 5 degrees. That's why local crews are getting creative to help keep the roads safe for drivers. CBS News Detroit's Jack Springate joins us to show us how local crews are influenced by a method that's used in North Dakota.
Well, some of the same trucks they use here to pour salt can also be used to pour a salt and water mixture that's called brine. Ideally, they prefer only to use plows to clear snow and ice, but when the temperatures drop this low, sometimes you need a little help loosening it up. This brine mixed in this tank is nearly 1/4 salt. It can be used alone, sprayed on top of rock salt, or even mixed with beet juice depending on the weather.
Depending on how the storm comes in, we're going to try to pre-treat the roadway if possible. If we know that the roads are very cold and there's going to be a warm spell coming in, we're going to try to treat that road so I don't get bonding to the pavement.
While that makes it easier for plows to clear snow, it can lose effectiveness and refreeze in prolonged single-digit temps. Wiktorowski says they'll avoid using liquids if they can.
What I always want to default to is mechanical snow removal. So we're going to use the plows, the wing blade, the underbody plow. Once I've done that, I then lay down the salt with a pre-wet, with a brine, so that it activates that salt.
These methods are used when needed in Michigan, and they're similar to ones used on a regular basis in some of the coldest parts of the country, like Bismarck, North Dakota. Their week started with temps around -20 degrees.
Typically, when it gets 15 degrees or dropping, we won't use salt at all. We'll just use our salt sand mixture, which is 90% sand, 10% salt. And then we also use our beet brine mixture, which was 80% salt water mixed with 20% beet heat.
The sand adds traction to slick roads when it's too cold for salt to melt the ice. Wiktorowski says they're not using beet juice for this cold snap because it could end up freezing itself. It would make more sense to use it if warmer temps were following the extreme cold. Now, as much as these strategies work to help make our roads as safe as possible when the temperature drops below single digits, they're not always perfect. It's always important to tap into those winter driving skills to make sure that you're slowing down, making sure you're giving yourself enough stopping space, and also looking out for any isolated slick spots so you don't end up in an accident. For now, reporting in Novi, I'm Jack Springate, CBS News Detroit.